Hello and welcome to the Employee Navigator Guide for Fiabila USA. I'm going to run through a quick demo on how to complete your open enrollment. The first thing you'll notice, there's a start button here. That's where you click on to begin. Up here will be your name, and you can click on the down arrow and you can change from English to Spanish. So I'm going to click on the Spanish now, and you'll see that the text here is now converted to Spanish, and this is Spanish. Some of it, this is Spanish also. And if I click on English, it will convert back to English. So now let's begin the process for the open enrollment. Click on Get Started, and there's 12 steps. And as you go through the process, these yellow symbols will turn green. So the first step is your personal information. And if everything looks good, you can click on Save and Continue. I need to enter the address. If your address is already here, you can just click on Save and Continue. So I'm going to add some dependents. I'm also going to add a child. Okay, and then once your dependents are added, you can just click on Save and Continue. And now we'll start the enrollment process. I just wanted to point out that for every benefit, there'll be helpful resources, which are the benefit summaries. In this section here, you select who's enrolling, if it's you, your spouse, and your child, or any combination of them. So I can just add my spouse, or I can just add a child, or everybody. I also want to point out that down here will be the cost per pay period for the plan. So if I only enroll myself, these are the premiums, not the premiums, the contributions that you'll pay per pay period. If I add a spouse, the premiums will adjust, the contribution amounts will adjust. And if I add the child, again, the contribution amounts will adjust. So once you decide on which plan you want to enroll in, you can click here to select the plan. If you want to decline, you can click here and you would select the reason why you want to decline the benefit. So I'm going to enroll in this plan for a family. And now you'll see that the progress will move to 4 out of 12. And this will also start to get more and more green as we go through the process. And again, I also wanted to point out that this is on the medical, the vision, and dental. You can look at the benefits in here. Comparison for the dental will be the same as the medical. So let me just go back for a second and I will show you the medical. If you click on compare, you will get a side-by-side for all three plans and the benefit designs. This is your per pay period contribution up here. Okay. And to go back to dental. And again, as I add dependents, the cost per pay period will increase, so you can decide who you're going to enroll and what the cost will be per pay period. So to elect a plan, just click on selected and click save and continue. So for vision, I'm only going to add the spouse, and you'll see that the amount changes for the contributions per pay period. Here it tells you who's enrolling and the effective date. So voluntary life, uh, it's for the employee, the spouse, and the child, and you can purchase up to amounts up to 5 times your annual salary. There's also a guaranteed issue amount, and for an employee, it's 100,000. For a spouse, it's 25,000, and for a child, 10,000. If you purchase amounts over these uh, benefit amounts, there will be medical underwriting. These amounts are guaranteed issue, so there's no medical underwriting. And if you want to purchase more, again, you can either click the buy maximum amount. And so for this individual, it's a 250,000 for the employee. The spouse maximum is always 100,000, but no more than 50% of the employee's benefit amount. And the child maximum is 10,000. And here in red for the employee and for the spouse, this is the amount that will be medically underwritten, and there'll be medical questions asked if you want this amount. Again, you can use the sliders to decrease the amount if you want. But in this example, I'm just going to click on the guaranteed issue amount. And here you'll see the premiums for each person, employee, spouse, and dependent. But for the child, I'm going to select 0, and you'll see there's no premium. I'm going to click save and continue. And you need to add a beneficiary. And you will need to enter an allocation amount. I do want to point out one thing. Let me go back to the voluntary life. If you select any amount over the guaranteed issue, on the next screen, you'll get a notice that you'll need to complete medical underwriting. But I'm going to go back to the voluntary life and just stick with the guaranteed issue amount. And I'm going to click on save and continue again. I already added the beneficiary. And for voluntary long-term disability, you can either enroll or decline the benefit. I'm going to enroll. For accident insurance, you can purchase it either for yourself or for your spouse and dependents. And again, the premium will change based upon who's enrolling. But I'm going to decline this benefit to show you what that looks like. And I'm just going to click on not interested, but you can select whatever reason is applies to you. So critical illness for the employee, you can purchase amounts of either 10,000 or 20,000. Those are the two options. And for the spouse, the benefit is automatically 50% of the employee benefit selected. And for the child, same thing, it's 50% of the benefit elected by the employee. So if the employee elects 10, the spouse and child will get 5,000. If the employee selects 20, the spouse and child benefit will increase to 10,000. and the premium will not show down at the spouses or the child. It will only show up in the employee section. So if I go from 20,000 to 10,000, you'll see the premium will go from 12 to 6. There's a premium for 20,000, and there's a premium for 10,000, and that also includes the dependents. If you don't want to cover your dependents, you can just uncheck these boxes. And now you see the premium is down to $351. So I'm going to elect that. And for hospital indemnity, again, you can either elect it for yourself or for your family, or just your spouse, just for you and your spouse, or just you and your child. And again, the premium will change down here based upon the election. I'm going to decline this benefit. Okay. And once you're complete, you can review what you enrolled in. It will show you your cost per pay period, the benefits that your dependents are enrolled in, and what benefits were declined. And then to finish, you can just click here to sign. And you can print out a copy of all this. It will be in a PDF. And again, I just wanted to show you that this whole bar is now green because it's completed. And all these symbols are now green. And when we started, they were all yellow. And that is the enrollment process for Employee Navigator. Thank you for listening.